This vase started as a line, not a sketch, not a cube, just a single line. So if you ever wondered how people make clean, symmetrical, and actually printable objects in Nomad Sculpt, this is the tool they're using. Welcome back to Make or Build It, the channel where we turn digital blobs into real items. I'm Brian DeLuca, and today we're talking about one of the most slept on tools in Nomad Sculpt, the Lathe Tool. And if you're new to this channel, now may be the perfect time to subscribe. And I'm not just going to show you how to use the Lathe Tool, we're going to turn it into a real 3D printable vase. So let's just talk about vases for a second. Vases are kind of a big deal in art and 3D printing. They're one of the oldest human-made objects ever. Pottery wheels were basically ancient lathes. And fast forward a few thousand years, and 3D printing loves vases so much that slicers literally have a feature called vase mode. So if you want to understand rotational geometry, clean, smooth prints, vases are a great place to start. So open up Nomad Sculpt, grab your stylus, and let's get designing a vase. So we're going to open up Nomad Sculpt, and we're just going to delete the spear. And now we're going to go over here, and we're going to click on our lathe tool. Now you can see it's showing us the half of our lathe, and we're just going to start drawing this rough shape of our vase. And as you can see here now, we have a rough shape of our vase, and we can start modifying that based on these little dots, or we could add additional dots in or remove them if we don't like. So if I want to add a dot in, I just click on the line and I can start extending it out. Or if I want to bring it in, I can bring it in. Would make this a little bit wider, sort of make it look like a bit of a pot. There we go. So once we have the shape we like, I'm just going to click on the gizmo, and you can see here's our vase, three-dimensional. Now let's just go to the front real quick, and there's multiple ways we could make a hole in this vase. We could actually use the close and open. If I click open, you'll see here it makes a hole, and it pretty much goes all the way through. Now, we don't really want to do it that way. So there are two ways you could do this. They're really easy. One is I could go and I could add to our scene a cylinder. And then what I could do is let's just bring the cylinder all the way up through. We're going to make it narrow. And what I could do is that's going to be the hole in my vase. Now, a really cool way to see it is if I click on here and I click on blending, right? Let's just make sure we have our lathe selected. And I go back here and I click on blending. I could drop the opacity of this. I can see exactly where my cylinder is. Now, I can go to the cylinder and I can make it wider at the bottom if I want to give more space. And then if I just wanted to merge those together, I would just turn off the cylinder, click on the lathe, and I could just do a voxel remesh. I'm going to bring that up to around 500. And I would just remesh these. And once that's done, you can see I have the hole for my vase, and it's looking pretty good. But let's say I want it to be the shape of the vase itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to validate my lathe. I'm just going to come here. I'm going to clone this. Now I have the two inside of each other. So let's just go back to this one. Let's go back here, and we have the opacity down actually already. So let's just go back to our new lathe, and we're just going to grab that and we're going to shrink it up. And now you can see it's shrinking inside of our vase. Now we don't want to shrink it too much because we want it to be the same size. Let's go just look at the opacity so you can see this better. So we want to make sure it is sitting inside of the other vase because we don't want too thin of walls, right? And now we can do the same thing. We can do a voxel remesh. Let's just move it up slightly, or I should say down. Let's move this one down slightly. And actually, I'm gonna make this one slightly bigger. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna deselect it. I'm gonna select this one, and we're gonna do our voxel remesh. And you see now, we have our vase with its opening, and it sort of fills the line of the inset. And that's one of the quickest ways you could actually make this vase. Let's get this printed. Vasemo prints an object in one continuous wall, spiraling from bottom to top. There's no infill, no layers to start and stop, just a single smooth extrusion. It's fast, uses less material, and works best on symmetrical shapes like vases. Of course, I didn't use it on this vase, though. Now, there's a couple of things you also want to think about when you're designing your vase. One is you need to make sure the walls aren't too paper thin. Two, you need to create some sharp angles on your vase. Three, self-intersecting objects may look fine while you're sculpting it digitally, but may become a problem when you're 3D printing it. Nomad Sculpt and other 3D modeling software such as Blender don't care if your model is physically possible, but your slicer absolutely does. And that's how you use the Lathe Tool. If you want to download this vase, I'll drop the link to the STL on makerbuildit.com as well as MakerWorld. If you want more Nomad Sculpt tools explained in ways that actually make them turn into real prints, make sure you hit subscribe. Because sculpting is fun, but holding that print, that's the fun part. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow Maker Build It, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, good designs don't fight physics, it works with it.